For the longest time, I have struggled with low energy, random body aches, mood swings, and even difficulty recovering from workouts. No matter how much I tried to fix it, getting more sleep, eating well, even taking vitamin D supplements, I still felt off. And at first I thought it was just one of those maybe I was just one of those people who needed more sunlight, or like maybe I just doomed. I couldn't figure it out. But there was always this thing in the back of my head where I'm like, I know our bodies are designed to self-correct. So if I can figure out what it is that my body needs, then I think I can figure out how to get my body what it needs, and I'll be able to function like a normal human being should. So I then decided to get my DNA tested. And I found a lot of unexpected things I wasn't expecting as much as what I found. But I have a mutation. Actually, I have two mutations in my VDR gene, which is a vitamin D receptor gene. And that gene controls how your body absorbs and then uses the vitamin D. And basically, my body doesn't process vitamin D as efficiently as it should, which can affect everything from immune function all the way to mental health. So I was like, dude, I have to figure all of this out. Like, I'm in trouble. So in this video, I'm going to share my personal experience with the VDI mutation and how I finally started feeling better, and how you can maybe you'll get some tips on what you can do if you're struggling with this as well. Now, let's go ahead and get to it. Welcome everybody back to Doozy Talks with Susie. Understand, I am not a doctor. I'm just a scientist who loves to study how the human body works, how it's designed, and how to get the best health possible for yourself. I'm not here telling anybody else how to live their life or what they should be doing. I do not encourage anybody to start taking supplements without your doctor recommending it and keeping track of how your body is responding. It's not wise to just jump on something. It's also not wise to just stop taking all of a sudden. So I'm not here to tell anybody, don't take your medication. If your doctor has you on medication, please don't come off of it all of a sudden. That's not safe. Talk to your doctor. But your doctor can do a lot if you give your doctor a analysis of your DNA. And so here's what happened with me. I had never Honestly, I had never even heard of the vitamin D receptor gene before. And it was interesting when I started looking into the analysis on mine. With the company I went through, they tested two of my genes for this mutation. They could have tested more, but they tested two. And both of these genes had a mutation, and those mutations were from both parents. So it's not like I had a 50-50 chance. It's like my mom gave me this mutation, both of these, and my dad gave me both of these mutations. So I'm like, okay, vitamin D is going to need some help. So it, it just explained a lot, because I don't really talk to people a lot about like my health struggles or like what I'm dealing with. But I feel like that's something I kind of need to open up about. Struggling with the anxiety, struggling with, because we go out into the sun, we get our sunlight, it helps with our hormones, we get our vitamin D. So to me, like vitamin D is so important, like I said. Everything from immune function to mental health. It's not a joke. We can't just live our life with low vitamin D running through our body. So, how do I explain this VDR gene mutation? if you think of it like vitamin D is being a key, and this vitamin D receptor gene is the lock on the door to your cells inside of your body. And if the lock is working properly and the key fits smoothly in, your body can use the vitamin D. It uses it well, it knows exactly what it's doing. But if you have the mutation, it's like having a rusty, jammed up lock. And even if you have all the keys, you've taken your full amount of vitamin D, you've spent half an hour outside in the hot sun today. Don't actually spend too much time in the sun. Get the morning sun, evening sun. You don't want to get sunburns and the trouble that comes with midday sun. But still get your sun time. So if you're getting all of your vitamin D, they don't, even if you have all your vitamin D for the day, it doesn't always fit into the lock properly. And it makes it harder for your body to absorb and use the vitamin D effectively. So it if your body doesn't know how to use it, you're going to end up with a lot of complications. And what the vitamin D helps with, and the vitamin D receptor gene, it helps convert vitamin D into its active form, because our body likes to change when you eat anything, it takes the nutrients and turns that into what your body can use. And it also regulates the calcium absorption, so that the vitamin D basically tells your calcium where to go. If your vitamin D isn't able to tell your calcium, hey, get out of the bloodstream and go into the bones, then you're going to end up with calcified arteries, which is also known as atherosclerosis. Well, that's something I could easily inherit from family, and which is also so interesting to discover. You're like, whoa, if if atherosclerosis is due to a vitamin D deficiency, um, my dad has atherosclerosis. This is interesting. This is something maybe I can avoid. Again, I'm not saying don't talk to your doctor, don't go see a doctor, like go see your doctor. Do what you're supposed to do, take your medicine. But vitamin D can help tell the calcium where to go through your body. It also influences your mood and your brain health. So if you're kind of like up and down with mood regulation, it helps with that too. So, here we go. Here's some symptoms of the vitamin D deficiency. You don't have to have this gene mutation in order to be vitamin D deficient. But if you do, you might experience some of these symptoms. I have like almost all of them. Um Not as much anymore, as I've learned how to get my body what it needs. Chronic fatigue, low energy, muscle weakness, difficulty recovering from workouts, joint pain, body aches, bone loss, fractures, weak teeth, mood swings, anxiety, depression, brain fog, trouble focusing, hormonal imbalances, hair loss. And the only ones I don't know that I have would be weak teeth, because I don't have like spaghetti teeth in my mouth. They seem pretty strong. Bone loss, I haven't seen any bones running off anywhere. I think I have them all intact. And as far as fractures go, I don't think I've ever had a broken bone. I hurt my ankle one time, but bones have been okay so far. But if I continue to ignore, like, hey, I have this mutation going on in my body, I keep ignoring it and I don't try to take care of getting my body the nutrients it needs, then eventually, inevitably, if my vitamin D can't tell my calcium what to do, then the calcium isn't going to go into the bones, which can lead to weak bones. So, oh my goodness, and I missed a couple of them. Sorry, I have my notes behind the camera. Also digestive issues, poor sleep, insomnia, which I also deal with. So for me, like the biggest symptoms were the poor sleep, digestive issues, and the mood swings with the anxiety stuff. Those things were all of them were a big deal for me, but those were the main ones. And I couldn't understand what was going on. So I would try to eat right. I would try to take all the right supplements, but I wasn't seeing the results I should have. And so now I'm going, okay, this is interesting. So after finding out that I had this mutation, I started digging deeper into what that actually meant for me. And what I discovered was that it can affect my bones, my teeth, and my muscle contractions. Um, I could get sick more easily or have slow muscle recovery after my workouts, which I do experience is slow muscle recovery. Not as much now that I'm doing things the right way and I'm getting myself nutrients that I need. Because I'm able to, like, the cool thing is I can look at my genetic profile and say, my body needs XYZ. I can go to my doctor, say, doctor, here's my genetics. And the doctor can say, you're going to need XYZ. Because you're looking straight at the genes. You're not listening to symptoms. You're not giving your doctor a list of symptoms. And then you get home and realize, oh, wait, I forgot about that symptom, and your doctor already has you on a new prescription, and you're like, but I actually needed it for this over here. But your doctor doesn't know. If a doctor has hard evidence like genetics, your doctor, I'm sure, would appreciate it. Anyways, I really don't struggle that much with immune response, but I never really realized how much vitamin D played a role in immunities. So I was doing a lot of other things like exercising, vitamin C, things like that, and drinking lots of water, avoiding tons of sugar. And I think that's a lot of what helped with my immune system. Mood and brain function. So serotonin, dopamine. And what's challenging is, so when I got my genes tested, they also tested for the methylation genes. And there's 12 of them that this company tested for. I can't put names out there. And I would love to just pull up my whole profile and put it on the screen so you can see everything, because I mean, at least to me, it's super cool. But there's legality stuff with it, copyright stuff, so I can't. But anyways, when they tested those 12 methylation genes, they 10 of those 12 I have, and there's multiple genes that they test. They don't, and I don't even remember how many genes it was. I'd have to like do some kind of a crazy math problem. I want to say it was close to 50, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, I had 10 of the 12 gene mutations. And so that means my body struggles with methylating, and that can affect my hormone balance, including dopamine and serotonin, and all of them, cortisol. So and this is something that would explain some of my mood swings, the anxiety, yeah, all of my moods that I was dealing with, the brain fog, all of that. The vitamin D does play a role. I, um, so what I found out as well is that when you go to do a blood test, if your doctor doesn't know that you have the VDR gene mutation, and or because your doctor might be able to suspect it if you show your doctor, hey, I'm taking this many IUs of vitamin D every day, and your doctor's looking at your vitamin D going, you have all the symptoms of vitamin D deficiency, but your blood levels say you have vitamin D. And what I discovered is that I could have vitamin D running through my body, but that doesn't mean it's in the usable form, because my body has to turn that into the usable form. So, um, that was something I found really interesting. And I think the doctor, like your doctor, if you suspect you have this mutation and you get tested and you find out that you do have it and you go to get your blood test done, talking with your doctor about it is going to help a lot with your doctor knowing how to help you get to better health. So, I started paying closer attention, like what I started doing to help myself. I started paying closer attention to my vitamin D levels and how like I was actually feeling. And for someone like me, I would likely need more vitamin D. I try to get more vitamin D from the sun. I used to be like afraid of the sun. Don't judge. I live in the heat, but I was afraid of the sun because I thought, oh no, the sun's gonna give me like sunburns and cancer. Don't be in the sun. Hide from the sun. Scary sun. And I was like, with all of that, I started finding out, no, I actually need the sun, like possibly more than the average human does. And what I also discovered was, and I'd heard this before from, I think it was Dr. Eric Berg. He was one of the first guys I started listening to like 7 years ago. He's very smart. He knows his stuff. I think I started watching him on YouTube when he first started YouTube. Like I was close to that time. Very smart guy, very intelligent. So he always talks about taking vitamin D3 with K2 because that helps with the absorption. My body needs all the help it can get with being able to absorb the vitamin D. So I also discovered I need to pair it with like healthy fats because vitamin D is fat soluble. And let's go off on like a rabbit trail on this one. There's fat soluble vitamins and there are water soluble vitamins. So what I've had to learn how to do is take my fat soluble vitamins and make sure I'm eating like a fatty meal or a fatty snack like nuts or maybe some meat, something like that, eggs. But I eat something that's fatty with my fat soluble supplements so that they will be better absorbed into the bloodstream. Magnesium. I love magnesium. There's so many different types of magnesium, and but it's needed because it helps activate vitamin D. And the deeper I've been digging into this rabbit hole of information about vitamin D, the more I'm like, okay, so I need magnesium to to activate vitamin D. I need K2 to help with vitamin D absorption. And if I don't have any of these three, then my calcium's gonna keep floating through my blood veins, and I'm gonna end up with clogged arteries. So it's one more thing after another. Getting my sunlight, I think that's a huge one, and it's something that anybody can do, and that's why I love it the most. Is it doesn't cost anything to go outside and sit under the sun for 5 minutes every couple of hours. Just get a little bit. Don't get too much. A little bit at a time. Let your body get used to it, and it's free. So I was also had to start for multiple reasons. I had to start really optimizing my diet because I had been eating all of the wrong foods. There's this one gene mutation that we're not going to go into. I'm not even going to tell you the name for it. But there's this one gene mutation that I have that makes it difficult for me to process certain carbohydrates. There's some I can have, like blueberries, but I can't. Strawberries tend to irritate my stomach. And there's other things like that that I've had to kind of take out and put in. So, one of the things that I've started adding in to help with the vitamin D are things like salmon, uh, beef liver. Beef liver is high in retinol, and that supports the vitamin D function. Um, I also started looking at magnesium rich foods like leafy vegetables, nuts, seeds. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made early on was thinking that just taking more vitamin D would solve everything. But vitamin D works with other nutrients, and that's something I really want to drive home on this. It works with calcium, it works with magnesium, and it works with vitamin A. So I had to figure out how to focus on mineral balance, which again, that's why you want to go get your blood test done. So you can see what all those micronutrients look like inside of your bloodstream. And I started focusing on mineral balance rather than just mega dosing on D3. And this has helped so much. I don't, I focus on the balance more than, oh, I just need to take this one supplement. No. Um, so if you relate to any of this, any of what I've shared, the fatigue, the mood swings, slow muscle recovery, anxiety, I think a lot of people struggle with anxiety and a lot of people do not sit outside in the sun. Correlation or causation, that's something for you to decide. But it might be worth looking into your vitamin D levels or even getting a DNA test. Your doctor can do either one and get your vitamin D levels tested. But understand that blood levels aren't the full picture if you have this vitamin D receptor mutation like what I have. And pay attention to how you feel, not just the numbers. Consider testing. This is what I like. I think everybody should get gene tested to check for mutations, because if you struggle with vitamin D related issues, you're going to start finding there's a lot of other things going on in your body. And I personally believe it's because of a almost I believe a lot of our diseases are due to vitamin deficiencies. And I'll probably get a lot of hate for that. I'm not saying every single one, but if I can avoid some by taking care of myself and meeting those deficiencies my body has, then maybe I can avoid some of the diseases that run in my family. Um Again, talk to your doctor. So, anyways, I'd love to hear from you. That's all I have for today. Have you ever struggled with vitamin D levels, or do you have a hard time feeling better even when you take supplements? Drop a comment below, please, and let's talk about it. I love talking to people. And if you want more content on biohacking and genetics, just make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to put all of my information out there about what I've discovered about for myself biohacking and what I've learned about genetics. I think this is really life changing because now I'm learning how to help myself live a healthier life than what I am the healthiest. Almost 31, I'm the healthiest I've been in my life. So, if that's something that you want to jump on board with, please subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video.